The legacy of David Allan Coe has long stood as one of the most distinctive and controversial in country music history. Known for his outlaw style, raw storytelling, and unapologetic approach to songwriting, Coe carved out a space in music that refused to conform to industry expectations. Now, as conversations about his life and influence continue, country music figures and fans alike are reflecting on what his final wishes and artistic legacy represent to the genre he helped shape. Throughout his career, Coe was never an artist who followed trends. Instead, he built his identity around independence. Emerging during the outlaw country movement, he became associated with a generation of musicians who challenged Nashville's polished sound and introduced a grittier, more personal form of storytelling. His music often reflected themes of freedom, hardship, rebellion, and lived experience, making his work resonate deeply with audiences who valued authenticity over commercial polish. In discussions about his legacy, one of the most recurring themes is his commitment to artistic control. Coe often emphasized writing and performing music on his own terms, even when it meant stepping outside the mainstream spotlight. This approach earned him both admiration and criticism, but it also solidified his reputation as a true outsider in the country music world. As tributes from country music icons begin to take shape, many are focusing not just on his songs, but on the impact he had on fellow artists. Musicians who followed in his footsteps often credit him for opening doors to more expressive and unfiltered storytelling in country music. His influence can be heard in the work of later generations who embraced emotional honesty and narrative depth in their songwriting. Within industry circles, there is a growing effort to honor his contributions through dedicated performances and retrospective tributes. These gatherings are not only about remembering his music, but also about acknowledging the cultural shift he represented. Coe's presence in country music challenged traditional boundaries and helped expand what the genre could include in terms of voice, perspective, and subject matter. Friends and collaborators have often described Coe as a complex figure, someone whose personality matched the intensity of his music. He was known for being outspoken, fiercely independent, and deeply committed to his artistic vision. At the same time, those close to him have also spoken about quieter moments, where his focus turned toward reflection, songwriting, and the meaning behind his work. In the context of tribute preparations, much attention is being placed on the emotional connection fans have with his music. Songs that once felt rebellious or provocative have, over time, taken on new meaning. For many listeners, they now represent a specific era of country music that valued raw expression and storytelling without filters. The idea of final wishes, in relation to his legacy, is being interpreted less as a literal statement and more as a reflection of artistic identity. Coe's body of work itself communicates a strong sense of independence and self-definition. In that sense, his music continues to speak for him, shaping how he is remembered by both fans and fellow musicians. Country music icons preparing tribute performances are reportedly focusing on that emotional authenticity. Rather than simply recreating his songs, the intention is to highlight the stories behind them, the lived experiences, struggles, and perspectives that influenced his writing. This approach allows the tribute to feel less like a performance and more like a continuation of his narrative. One of the defining aspects of David Allan Coe's legacy is how it resists simple categorization. He is neither fully mainstream nor entirely underground in influence. Instead, he occupies a unique space in country music history where contradiction and complexity are part of his identity. That complexity is exactly what makes discussions about his legacy so enduring. As tributes continue to develop, there is a shared understanding that his influence extends beyond any single performance or album. It exists in the broader evolution of country music storytelling, particularly in how artists approach themes of honesty, rebellion, and personal truth.